Hello, welcome to Intermission, not the podcast. We got a regular video for you guys today. We're going to be doing our NFL power rankings, week one, before the official start of the season. Our official NFL power rankings starting from the bottom. From the bottom. At 32, we got the Cleveland Browns. Why are you putting them there, Isaiah?
I mean, the Cleveland Browns are ranked 32nd because of their quarterback situation.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that good of an offense, and they don't have that good of defense either.
Yeah.
I think the Browns might have been maybe the obvious choice, but I don't know because we
struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there's always, they drafted two QBs, and there's a chance that either one of them can be good. Also, Joe Flacco proved he could take this team to the playoffs. Jerry Jeudy's not a bad receiver. David Njoku's a pretty good tight end. I'm always high on David Njoku. I draft him pretty consistently in fantasy. But outside of those core pieces, they no longer have a running back. Their defense is pretty dog, excluding Myles Garrett. It's just hard to see them do amazing this year.
And I think really everybody's only going to be watching the Browns to see if Shedeur Sanders is going to climb up to be quarterback one.
Yeah. I feel like, obviously, there's a chance they're not the worst team in the league. But they have the lowest ceiling. This is sort of where my power rankings are coming from. They have the lowest ceiling. Because I think their ceiling is like 8 and 9, 9 and 8.
Really?
Yes. And that's an insanely good season for them. That's their peak season. That's if Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders turns out to be the next Patrick Mahomes, and Jerry Jeudy and David Njoku have their career years, and one of the running backs does decent. But, that's that's ridiculous. I'm never going to predict that. I'd never bet on that. I think, more realistically, they're going 3 and 14. But, their ceiling...
Yeah.
And, their ceiling, that's probably, around 8 wins is probably their ceiling.
Yeah.
If they play out of their mind. And, if you're a Browns fan, you're happy with 8 wins, I think. Which I guess is saying a lot for what I think of the NFL in general. If the worst team in the league, I think their ceiling is 8 wins. But
not that bad of a ceiling if you're the worst team.
Yeah. But I do think that they're bad, and I don't think they're going to achieve that again. Official prediction, 3 and 14. With a lot of funny plays and 4 different quarterbacks.
Mate, you're going to get that specific and be like, week 5, Joe Flacco's going to get hurt.
No, I think they're just going to be like, okay, well, we're not doing good enough to keep playing Joe Flacco. Let's play one of the younger guys.
Yeah,
He didn't do great. Let's play one of the other younger guys. He didn't do great. Let's go back to Deshaun Watson. He didn't do great. Let's cry.
Deshaun Watson's getting a massage right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's what I think is going to happen. Obviously, I hope Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel turn into something, but I doubt it.
They're unfortunately the team that's ranked 32nd in our power ranking.
They're ranked 32nd, and I think for good reason. I don't know if that's controversial. 31. We got the Jets. 31. We got the Jets. The Jets are just. They went from going all in and failing that with DeSant. That's not his name. What's his name?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, but their head coach that they fired.
From
the 49ers. Is not Ron DeSantis. That's the governor.
Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh. Okay, what was I saying?
I was thinking of a whole different name.
The thing is that the Jets are rebuilding from going all in. And their going all in was Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and Aaron Rodgers. And their surrounding piece. I mean, they had a good defense. Robert Saleh. That was them going all in. And the best they did, I think, was 6 wins. I could be completely wrong about that, but
Yeah.
they
But,
didn't do what they wanted to do.
I mean,
know
Aaron
that's-
Rodgers, his first season, he tore his Achilles too.
And then the season he did play, he didn't play great.
And now he's with the
And
Steelers.
now he's with the Steelers. But we're talking about the Jets right now. The Jets still have Garrett Wilson. They still have Breece Hall. They decided to trade for Justin Fields. I've never been a Justin Fields believer, even though he's had bad teams in Chicago. I never thought that he was the answer for them. Like, I have a lot more faith in Caleb Williams. But again, we're not talking about the Bears. In my opinion, they have a weak quarterback with 1.5 good receivers in Garrett Wilson and Allen Lazard, a good running back, or a high potential running back in Breece Hall, and so defense, and that's about it. The reason they're above the Browns is because I think they have better weapons on offense and a slightly better defense. It's because they have a better running back and a better defense. But I still don't see them doing good. I think their ceiling's about the same, 8 wins, 11 losses. And again, if I'm wrong, blame Isaiah. Isaiah, you got anything to add? I sort of bullied that conversation.
No, I mean, I agree. I was gonna say, their offense isn't really that much better than the Browns, but it's better, and the defense is just better than the Browns too.
Yeah.
But that's why they're 31st.
That's why they're 31st, yeah. I mean, I don't have faith that they're gonna do anything to surprise us. Honestly,
I mean, almost all these teams in the ranking is probably just gonna be that explanation too.
Yeah. Yeah. They're 31st, and that's where they belong. Who'd we put at 30, Isaiah?
At 30, we got the New Orleans Saints.
The Saints, New Orleans.
For almost the same reasons, we put Jets over Browns.
Mm-hmm.
They have slightly better offense than both teams, and I think what we said their defense was all
Their
right.
defense is all right. I think the Jets' defense is a little better, but the big gap for me is the QB. I think that that's what I'm saying. I'm not a Justin Fields believer in any way. I'm already higher on Spencer Rattler than I am on Justin Fields. They have comparable wide receiver talents. They have a so running back. And they have a decent defense. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel better about the Saints than I do the Jets. That's
Yeah,
my
I
reason.
agree.
Sorry, I didn't want to steal that. I didn't mean to steal that.
No,
from
I
you.
mean that's why we made these power rankings.
Yeah.
We all agree on the same thing.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta let you talk. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Saints are probably gonna be the most boring bad team to watch. That makes sense. Maybe not. I could be completely wrong because it's always entertaining to try to see what a rookie QB does. But so many people have already written off Spencer Rattler as he's not going to be the next Drew Brees or the next great starter. So I don't know. Maybe that was a mean thing to say. Maybe I didn't even mean it, but I
No.
just said it. So
It's not mean. It's just up to them to prove week 1 that they probably deserve to be higher.
yeah.
But I mean, that's what's fun about power rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Make it before the week and then see which team surprises you.
Yeah. Isaiah, tell me about 29.
In 29th, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are not that bad of a team, but still bad enough to be ranked lower, which is why we got them 29th.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the Jaguars, I think maybe not all the responsibility, but majority of it's gonna be on Trevor Lawrence,
Mm-hmm.
especially with this being his 4th or 3rd year.
It's just like his sixth, dude. I don't know. He's 25.
Oh, his fifth year
He's 25, so
or sixth year, whatever.
fifth year, fourth or fifth year, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all gonna depend on how Trevor Lawrence performs. Jacksonville got what's his name, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, they got Travis Hunter. Their offense, I don't think their offense was that good. Yeah, I don't think their offense was that good. Maybe their offensive line wasn't that good, but I think their defense was also all right,
Yeah.
which is why I say they're not that bad, but still bad enough to be at the bottom of the rankings.
Yeah. Agreement. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence has never won me over to be as being an elite starter. I don't think he's a terrible starter, but he's not gonna bring up a bad team, right? And it's so confusing. I don't know. The Jags are confusing me. I mean, we'll see what Travis Hunter ends up doing on offense and defense. It sounds like the Jags want him to play both. We'll see what ends up happening. I don't know what we'll see from him in the actual season. But they have Travis Etienne, who's a running back that I actually like a lot. Travis Hunter is their main intriguing receiver at the moment. Christian Watson is gone, and they don't really have anyone after that. They have Brian Thomas Jr., they have Tim Patrick. Nobody that makes me excited to throw to. They have Brenton Strange as a tight end who's whatever. And like you said, their defense is nothing special. They have Josh Hines Allen, who's always been good. But other than that, Arik Armstead, he's not bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm lower on them than I should be. Like, part of me said it feels like they should be higher. But another part of me is saying, man, they're going to suck this year. I don't know.
Well, that's why I say majority of it will fall on Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
However Trevor Lawrence performs obviously going to be how good the team should be looked at.
Yeah.
I mean, they made it to the playoffs once, and then I think never came close to going back again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is really...
Yeah.
What do you think? Trevor Lawrence's last time?
Oh, it's his make or break year. I mean, people have been said that since last year. They're like, I think this might be Trevor Lawrence's make or break year. Ended up not being. He's back this year. I think this is no matter what Trevor Lawrence's make or break year. Either he does something this season that proves he deserves his starting spot, or Jags are moving on, and honestly, the rest of the league will too. He'll end up being a backup, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they probably gave him this last year, or they're saying this is actually his last year, because Travis Hunter will most likely be his receiver one.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one else. I don't think.
Yeah, so he has a true receiver. He has a target to be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably giving him this last year for all these other years he's never had that one go-to throw.
Yeah. That's
Now
he
has
he
that.
had Christian Watson.
Well, I mean, like the draft night.
Uh-huh.
How I said, I remember watching some games where Jacksonville could have won some games if receivers actually caught the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the receivers, weren't that good. Sometimes they would be bad throws, but, again, Lawrence would be under pressure.
Yeah.
But, with Travis Hunter being that true receiver, I feel like Travis could make a game-winning catch for, a game-winning field goal or touchdown.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
So if Trevor Lawrence is that good
No.
if Trevor Lawrence is that good to make plays like that with Hunter, then I think the team could be going in a good direction.
Mm-hmm. That plus, again, Lawrence has never had a good O-line. He still doesn't this year, but it's a little better than it has been in the past. And we'll see what ends up happening. Again, I think Etienne's a good running back. So we'll see what ends up happening. Honestly, no, never mind. Not honestly. Yeah, never mind. I completely agree with where we put him. I think Jaguars' ceiling is a playoff team, a wild card team. or maybe winning the division. They're a pretty weak division, but so like I feel like again, they're still NFL players, all of them. So they all have such high potential. But so I think that they're like the first team on the list that like I could actually see them going in the playoffs. But I don't think it's likely in any way, shape, or form. And that's why they're here. And I think that the other teams that are higher than them have a better chance to make the playoffs. At their very best.
Yeah, like a slightly better chance until maybe what, 26 or 24.
I mean, I think 26 has a pretty. We'll get there, okay. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, it's just 14 teams make the playoffs, so like even 24, you just gotta get 10 teams better, which I guess is easier said than done.
Yeah, and then there's already teams that solidified themselves in playoff runs every year.
Yeah, but even then, that's not true. Like a healthy 49ers team. Oh, sure, but like at the same time, they get one, 2 injuries, and they were 6-11 last year. Obviously, they had more than 1 or 2 injuries, but they had a handful of injuries, and you're down and you're gone. Completely broken. Plus, they overpaid the quarterback.
Well, but I'm trying to say if they really want to be that team, they gotta be able to beat those playoff teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I would say it'd be way better if they did it without any injuries to other teams, but I mean, if they do have injuries, you try to take that win no matter what.
I agree. All right. Good talk. All right.
And that's our TED Talk.
Who we got at number 28, Isaiah?
Number 28, we got the Tennessee Titans.
We sure do.
What are your thoughts on the Titans for being number 28?
My thoughts on the Titans are they have okay, my thoughts on the Titans are maybe we should have them lower. Why did we put them this high? Why do we have the Titans at 28, Isaiah? Tell me.
Well, like what you said, their defense is
Existent.
yeah, I mean their defense is probably slightly, maybe a little better than Jacksonville's. Cam Ward has some pretty experienced receivers and what was it, Tyler Lockett and Calvin Ridley. So I feel like
It's not Calvin Ridley. Does he have Calvin Ridley?
yeah, Calvin Ridley's on here.
Oh. Okay.
But I mean, with veteran receivers like that, I feel like they can possibly find a way to get open fast for Cam Ward to throw the ball a little faster and get it in their arms. But I think overall the Titans. I mean, last season they really needed a quarterback. Will Levis was not the quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
Now they got, I'd say, a pretty how do you a matured quarterback. No, I'm not. I'm gonna say a mature rookie as a quarterback so far from what I've seen. And I think with a quarterback like that, the veteran receivers could see the ball a lot more. And I think that connection will probably last maybe a good while. Maybe a good position to be in for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, you've kind of convinced me. Like, I think he's got 3 decent veteran receivers: Ridley, Van Jefferson, and Tyler Lockett. And so, like, I think they'll do like that, and that's probably his top 3. And so, like, it would be good to have, like, stable veterans as his main pass catchers.
Mm-hmm.
They still don't have a great O-line, and their defense only got a little bit better. But a new head coach that I like, a new mentality that I like, and yeah, I think maybe the Titans have a lower floor than the Jaguars, but I do think they have a higher ceiling. That's why they're there where they are. They're there where they're there. That's why they are where they are. Number 28.
I mean, that's why they're higher than the Jaguars right now.
Yeah.
Jaguars were a miss. I feel like the Titans really. I mean, it's not saying that all they needed was a quarterback and then they go to playoffs, but they just needed that decent quarterback, and Will Levis just made the meme plays for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
But
I think the Titans are where they belong. I still think there's a good chance they have the number 1 overall pick again next year. But if these veteran receivers can pull up the rookie QB, the rookie QB knows there's no we gotta win now pressure, because there isn't. There isn't at all.
Yeah.
The head coach does good. Helps them. Then I think we could actually. I think the Titans are the team that can surprise you in how not terrible they are. But yeah, the Titans.
What do we got for 27, Fabian?
27. We got the Carolina Panthers. We got Bryce Young. We got Chuba Hubbard. I think an underrated running back. I think Chuba Hubbard's a good running back. Maybe, yeah. we got the Carolina Panthers. I think they're a good team. I think they have the capacity to be a good team. Rather, they have Bryce Young, Chuba Hubbard, like I said, Trevor Etienne backing him up. They have Ted McMillan, the rookie wide receiver they just drafted, who I'm pretty high on. I know, again, I didn't want the Cowboys to draft him because I didn't think the Cowboys needed to draft a receiver. I still stand by that. I got on a tangent. What was I saying?
And Bryce.
But I think Ted McMillan is a good receiver. I think he'll be a good target for Bryce Young. Beyond that, they don't have amazing wide receiver depth, but they're still NFL players and should be able to catch the ball. Tommy Tremble's an okay tight end. Yeah. And their defense is about the same, which is decent. You got anything? You got stuff?
Yeah, I think I remember. I think one of the other reasons that we put them higher than these teams was because I think we agreed that we saw a little improvement with Bryce Young from his rookie year to his sophomore year.
Yeah. Still
Still wasn't that good of a year, but I think I still saw some pretty good improvements from Bryce Young, and they got this team which isn't that bad of a team, and Bryce Young is getting a little better each year.
Yeah.
I feel like the Panthers can improve to have a better record than they did
I feel like if he can
last
connect,
season, 2 seasons ago.
if he can connect with Ted McMillan, then they have their main arc weapon, and then all Trevor Etienne and the other receivers and Tommy Tremble and the tight ends need to do is support that. So it's up to that connection, I guess, for me. If Bryce Young can get connected with really who's going to be his best receiver, best weapon, and if Trevor Etienne can do good, yeah.
Yeah, Panthers are a little. Majority of these teams really have that trouble where it's like they either seem unorganized or they're just missing way too many pieces, so they're gonna be bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Panthers have the pieces. They just have to find out how to use them.
I don't know. I think in some respects, but at the same time, like, well, it's also because their pieces are young. They're not developed yet. I think give it 3 years, you get a bit better. Not what's the word I'm looking for? Cavalry, better reinforcements, better aids, like better surrounding casts, like
Support.
like everyone else, like not the stars, but the team is just upgrades in quality a little
The
bit.
role players.
In the role players. The role players are, if you can upgrade your role players a little bit, and these young pieces develop, then yes, I think they're there. But I don't think they're
Much like how the
have that
Lions-
capacity this year.
Yeah, much like how the Lions were brought up. But I do like. Yeah, I do like how Panthers are pretty young, and I mean, if they're starting to get it together, they can start building that chemistry too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Agreement. That's why we put them at 27, 28, 26, 27. I was right the first time. 27. No, Isaiah. All right. Who we got at 26, Isaiah?
26, we got the New York Giants,
The New York Giants.
and I kind of forgot what our reasoning was to put them at 26.
I didn't. All right. Look, I think Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, and Jameis Winston isn't a bad QB. It's got it's a much better QB room than the Titans and the Saints and the Jets and the Browns. That's why we put them above those guys first and foremost. But beyond that, they have Malik Neighbors, who's a good wide receiver. They have a decent defense. They drafted what's his face. I don't know. It's just, you know, their QB situation is better than I think most people are giving them credit for.
Yeah, I think I remember what I said a little bit about that part.
Tell me about it, then, bro.
The rookie quarterback is the rookie quarterback. Jackson Dart is with Wilson and Winston. Wilson and Winston have been in the league for a while, and even though Jackson Dart is quarterback 3 right now. Yeah, quarterback 3.
Yeah.
I feel like these are two pretty good, pretty decent quarterbacks to learn from, especially if I think it's like what you said. Wilson won the Super Bowl all those years ago. Wilson can teach him how to be a quarterback like that. And Winston can probably show him how to
Be a teammate, bro.
be a teammate, how to separate the game from life or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think pretty good role models for a quarterback.
Yeah. And again, I really like Brian Dable. This was a big point for us too. But I really like Brian Dable. I think he's a good head coach. I think he's had a tough situation the last couple of years. I mean, he did take Daniel Jones' Giants to the Super Bowl, to the playoffs. And
That's their Super Bowl.
I think if Russell Wilson plays decent, or if Jackson Dart develops, or if the defense takes a step forward, I think that there's a chance they make the playoffs too. I think there's a chance they win the division, depending on how the life goes. Very, 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 very small chance. Don't get me wrong, but I think they have a decent quarterback room. I like Malik Neighbors. I don't dislike Wan'Dale Robinson. I think their biggest issue is they don't have a running back, and their O-line isn't great. But yeah.
But good quarterbacks, decent defense is the reason why the Giants are up in the spot that they're in right now.
And good coach. Really,
And good coach.
I think the big reason for me is good coach. I'm high on Brian Dable, and I think he can push this team to be better than what it would be with an average coach, with a replacement level coach. I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you going to say?
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just agreeing.
Okay. But yeah. So that's where I got the Giants. And I'm excited to see if Jackson Dart develops into anything, and how Malik Neighbors continues, and how their new defensive tackle and what's his name again? Abdul Carter. Linebacker? That's who it is, though. How Abdul Carter does, how he affects defense, how Brian Dable works with his team. It's probably, again, a make-or-break year for Brian Dable as well. But I like him a lot, and I hope that he can succeed, honestly. Not as good as the Cowboys, but I like Brian Dable, and I hope he does well. Sorry if I punched the mic on accident.
That's just how exciting power rankings are.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's the Giants, baby. Who we got at 20 let me say it. At 25, we got the Colts. Tell me why.
Oh, I think we put the Colts at 25 mainly because even though they have Daniel Jones as their starting quarterback, they have a pretty decent running back in Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think having a decent running back put him over the Giants right now.
Yeah.
I think their defense is actually not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think their offense outside of Jonathan Taylor is really kind of iffy.
I mean, I think Josh Downs and Michael Pittman Jr. are fine receivers. And
What do you think?
Mo Alley Cox is a decent tight end.
But do you think Daniel Jones will be playing like he's a Giant still, or you think he'll actually improve now that he's on the Colts?
No, I think Daniel Jones will be mediocre, continue to be mediocre. I think that's just the quarterback he is. No hate to Daniel Jones, but I don't think he's a great starter. I don't. But I think he'll win 3 games, lose 5, and then get benched for Anthony Richardson. And then Anthony Richardson will win 5, lose 3, and they'll end up 10-6 or 8-8, and we'll see what happens in the last game. I genuinely do. I think, because look, I hope. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Is Anthony Richardson that bad? I guess the coaches think so if they're starting Daniel Jones, right? But look, Jonathan Taylor, obviously good running back. Josh Downs, Michael Pittman Jr., I think they're fine receivers. Molly Cox is a fine tight end. They have a decent defense. They went 9-10 last season. That's not how math works. They went 9-8 last season, didn't they? Or 8-9. They went 8-9 last season with a pretty similar roster to this. So if the roster has developed like they're supposed to, and they got a similar difficulty of a division, then I don't see why they can't be hovering around the same position. You know? And if Daniel Jones surprises me, who knows? You know? Who knows?
That's what we're all waiting for.
That's what we're all waiting for. Daniel Jones, come on. Danny Dimes, Vanilla Vic. Yeah. That's the Colts. I mean, look. According to us, he went to a team one better than his old team. Yeah, I think they have every capacity to be
Decent.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep that weird face I did. But yeah. Exactly.
I think 24 might be what? the most exciting part of the list, or at least the most mediocre teams so far?
I suppose. I don't know.
The iffy teams.
I'm probably more excited to watch the Giants than who we have at 24, which is the Patriots, New England Patriots. I'm not too hot on the Patriots. They got Drake May. They just brought in Mike Vrabel to coach. They got Drake May. They got Stephon Diggs. They got Hunter Henry. And they got Ramondre Stevenson, if I'm saying that correctly, at running back. No, wrong. Well, they do have Ramondre Stevenson, but they also have Travion Henderson. I forgot they drafted him. Plus, they have Will Campbell now, who is I'm big on Will Campbell. I like him a lot. Obviously, I think they're better than the teams we've talked about. That's why they're higher. Maybe I just don't like to admit it as much. I do think. Look, they have Drake May, who I think is a pretty decent young QB, better than like what the record has shown, but worse than what I think Patriots fans will think he'll be. But I like Travion Henderson. Again, I kind of wish the Cowboys drafted him. I like Diggs, but he's older. I don't know. He'll be a rough one to stick around, and he's the main receiver in that wide receiver room. That's why they're a little lower than the next team we'll talk about. But Hunter Henry's always a consistent tight end, a great safety net for his QBs. They upgraded their O-line, even if just a little bit. Their defense is always good, always consistent, consistently decent at the very worst. So I think the Patriots, this is where they belong. I think also have a decent, if Drake May has a good season, if him and Diggs actually have a connection, Diggs actually stays healthy, plays well, Travion Henderson has a good rookie year, then I think we're staring at a team that could be decent.
Yeah, definitely a better Patriot team than last season, I think.
I think so too. Absolutely.
Is that it? I guess for these next few teams and up, will probably just be summarizing only a few sentences.
Well,
unless we get to like something exciting.
No, I'm gonna talk about them first.
Yeah, okay. What we got for number 23?
The Cardinals. At 23, we got the Cardinals. Like I was saying, I think there's a chance Drake May and Stephon Diggs can have a decent connection, be a decent weapon. But I don't think it's that big of a chance. I'm much higher on Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. I believe that's his name. Double check.
Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm much bigger on that connection, on that
quarterback receiver duo.
Quarterback receiver duo. That's the thing I'm looking for to say. I'm much bigger on that. Plus, Trey McBride's a good tight end. Like, I think a little bit better than Hunter Henry. I do think they don't have as good of a running back situation, but James Conner is fine. I think it's an awkward situation with the Cardinals, I think, because it's like Kyler Murray's like, hey, got to do something this year. It's the coaches, hey, got to do something this year. But, like, his weapons aren't in that situation. I mean, Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., who are his two main weapons, are, they're young, they're new. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I truly, again, I'm higher on Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison than I am on Drake May, Stephon Diggs. That's why I have them above the Patriots. I think their defense is decent. Their O-line is decent. They have a new offensive coordinator, or offensive line coach, rather. Do they also have a new offensive coordinator? I don't know. But that's where I am with them. I think they're going to be just decent again. And I do think that a coach gets fired or a GM gets fired or something happens. But I don't expect them to be bad. I expect them to be decent. Their ceiling is the same as the teams we've been talking about, I feel, but their floor is higher. So that's why they're above the Patriots. That's why they're above Giants. That's why they're where they're at, in my opinion. Do you got anything to add?
No, I think the difference between the Cardinals right now and the teams that we've been talking about were that the other teams are looking for pieces that they need. I think the only thing the Cardinals are just have to worry about is just
Executing?
the execution and and the players staying healthy.
Yeah.
But I agree, pretty mediocre team.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I've seen the Cardinals, they've always been mediocre. They've made some pretty good big plays, but that's really all I've seen from them.
Yeah,
But I like the spot that they're in.
I think so too. I feel pretty good about it. And to round out, let me do some. Wait, actually, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's the bottom 10. Yeah, the Cardinals round out our bottom 10 worst 10 teams in the league. Just sneaking outside of it at 22. Who do we have, Isaiah? Tell me about them.
At 22, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we put them 22nd because they do have quarterbacks. They got their receivers, and their defense. Even though I don't really know anybody on their defense except T.J. Watt, is
It's good.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing stopping the Pittsburgh Steelers from being higher in the ranking would be just because nobody's seen Aaron Rodgers or DK Metcalf play together,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And Aaron Rodgers is like 41. So, I mean, will he even stay healthy the whole season?
I don't think it matters. I think Aaron Rodgers in this year, the last year, I think Aaron Rodgers is straight up a downgrade from Russell Wilson. No hate to Aaron Rodgers. He's a Hall of Fame QB. I love his politics. No hate to Aaron Rodgers. He's a Hall of Fame QB, first ballot most likely, and I mean he has so many accolades and deserves all of them. But the last 3 years, 4 years even, he just hasn't been a good QB, and
And him tearing his Achilles hasn't really helped that either.
tearing his Achilles hasn't really helped. I think last year and this year, I would rather have Russell Wilson instead of Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers disagreed. They sent Russell Wilson to. Well, they didn't send him there, but they didn't re-sign Russell Wilson. They ended up signing Aaron Rodgers. But I truly believe that by week 10, Mason Rudolph is the one playing. I do. And I think it'll be because he's playing better. Or because Aaron Rodgers is injured, but I think it's just going to be because Mason Rudolph gives him a better chance to win 8 games.
I think it's going to be because he gets injured again.
It's a possibility. I mean, he's definitely a high injury risk. But beyond that, I mean, I'm not high on. I mean, they have DK Metcalf, but behind him, not really any strong receivers. Pat Freiermuth is a great tight end. I like him a lot. They don't have any real threat at running back. Their O-line is pretty good. Their O-line's fine. And then, like you said, their defense is great, which is why they're at where they're at. I think they're going to have around 7, 8, 9 wins again, as they've been having. But I don't think they have the capacity to win any serious games, any games against great teams or playoff games. They don't see them having that capacity. I think they're very similar to Steelers teams to the ones we've had the past couple of years. And again, I think Aaron Rodgers is a downgrade from Russell Wilson, and I think Mason Rudolph is too. And so, I think they go step back. And they have less receivers. They have a worse running back. I think the Steelers are going to go 7 and 10. That's my official prediction for the Steelers. They have the capacity to go to 10-7 maybe, and then lose round one in the playoffs. But I really don't see them doing much better than that.
I agree. Much like the Cardinals,
Mm-hmm.
Steelers have always been pretty mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Wilson, even when it was a little, even when they struggled a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
Steelers have always found a way to be mediocre
Yeah,
and then sneak their way into the playoffs.
yeah. It's because they've had good defense. Is the main reason, and then again, I mean, Pat Freiermuth is a great tight end. Like they've had consistently decent receivers, consistently decent running backs. They don't have, I don't believe, a decent running back this year. Um, and they have DK Metcalf. They don't have George Pickens anymore. They had Najee Smith before that. They had whatever. I think it's just a very similar Steelers team to the ones we've been seeing. I think the outcome's going to be very similar as well. Even if Aaron Rodgers is healthy the whole year and plays the whole year, I think that's the scenario where they go 10-7. I think that's their peak, and then I think they still lose in the first round. I really do. And sorry to you Steelers fans, but that's how it is and how it goes. And I don't feel like there's going to be that many to disagree. But
No, it's been
you're
like
not
that
bottom 10. Sorry, what were you going to say?
It's been like that for a few seasons already.
Yeah, exactly. Just above the Steelers, 21, we got the Dolphins. Tell me why.
The Miami Dolphins. I think it's pretty funny that we said, or that I said, the only that we put the Steelers lower than Dolphins right now is because of their quarterback might get injured. when
Yeah, that's not the only reason. At least not my only reason.
no, that's what I said. But I think it's pretty funny how I said that, and then we move on to the Dolphins, who have been losing their quarterback to the concussions Tua's been getting.
Yeah.
So I mean, I thought that was a pretty funny comparison. But I mean, the Dolphins. I mean, I think we saw it last season, from with Tua and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
I think before Tua got hurt, I think if he got hurt last season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But we saw a little bit. We saw a little glimpse. Tua and Tyreek work together.
Yeah.
Tyreek is still pretty fast. Jalen Waddle's the other receiver who's pretty fast, and I think the Dolphins' offense is always, not always, but recently has been coming up as probably the fastest offense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, they're getting a little older now. They don't have Raheem Mostert. Devon A-Chain's still fast.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, if they're able to keep their speed, they were considered the fastest offense,
Mm-hmm.
and I think their defense was not that bad either.
Their defense is, pretty decent.
Yeah, I don't think there's any names that really
Excuse me.
What?
They got Willie Gay Jr. No, yeah, I don't know if they have any star. I got Matthew Judon, actually. Probably the closest thing to their centerpiece. Minka Fitzpatrick. They have a good defense over there.
Yeah, they got a pretty decent defense.
Yeah. I think really, again, the way I sort of built the list is like who I think has the highest ceilings, and I think the Dolphins have a higher ceiling than the Steelers. I do. If Tua stays healthy, then I think they're almost a lock of a playoff team.
Yeah.
But that's a big if. I mean, I think we already know that Tua, Devon A-Chain, Tyreek Hill, and Waddle can be a lethal offense. They don't really have a tight end this year. They got Darren Waller, whatever that's gonna do. They don't really have a tight end this year, which brings them down from what they've been in the past. So also, they don't have Raheem Mostert. But I think that with A-Chain, Tua, Hill, and Waddle, I think they still have the capacity to be a lethal offense like they've been before. The year they scored 70 on the Broncos. Just 2 years ago. So, I think it's entirely possible that they're a playoff team. Tua stays healthy, especially. I think it's likely. And Quinn Ewers had a pretty bad preseason, but he's a more exciting backup than teams have had in the past. Plus, Zach Wilson's also over there. Maybe he can pull a Sam Darnold if Tua gets injured. Who knows? You know?
Yeah,
I think they're decent backups, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's what's really gonna make or break the Dolphin season is Tua's health.
Absolutely.
And with his weapons as receivers, that's why they're above the Steelers in for the next 10 teams.
Yeah.
Who do we got next, baby?
At 20, just cracking the top 20, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, which maybe, probably controversial, but they have no defense. They signed Trey Hendrickson, but I mean that's just gonna be the same defense they've had. Trey Hendrickson also isn't great against the run, so
Might be a repeat of last season.
it's gonna be a repeat of that. I don't see how it isn't. They still have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
And that sucks because they have a really good. The Bengals play offense really well.
Yeah, I mean they're one of the
Joe Burrow,
best in the league.
Joe Burrow can, and the receivers can keep the Bengals in the games.
Yeah.
It just sucks that the defense is as bad as it is.
Here's the thing. It's completely possible that they win 14 regular season games.
Oh yeah,
But
I mean they really almost did.
They don't see them reaching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they really almost had a better record than they had last season.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I mean, it's because of their defense. They couldn't hold the lead for the offense.
And I don't see it changing that much.
I don't see it changing either.
I think they have a worse running back situation. Chase Brown's okay. Chase Brown's their running back. He's okay. But they obviously have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They still have Mike Gesicki, who is a tight end I'm really high on. Noah Fant, who's a pretty good tight end as well. Maybe they'll use him to block, you know? They still have a bad O-line. Very few pieces added. And they still have a bad defense. It's a replay of last year. I think it's a straight replay of last year. There's going to be 1,000,000 one-point games. There's going to be a couple of overtime games. And it's going to be a repeat of last year. That's the bottom line is that's...
Yeah, I think that's what's weird about the Bengals right now too. Their defense it's not like Miami or Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
It's much like one of the handful of teams that we talked about the first part. But their offense is
Best in the league, top 3 at least.
way better than. If they didn't have that offense,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we'd have the Bengals. With the handful of teams we had, maybe before the Titans.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
They do have that. They have
yeah,
Joe Burrow, who plays like an MVP. Jamar Chase, who plays like an MVP. T. Higgins, the best wide receiver 2 in the league. I think no doubt. Would be wide receiver 1 on half the teams in the league. Mike Gesicki is, again, a really great ball-catching tight end. Noah Fant, I didn't know they added him. But he's not a bad tight end either. Chase Brown is okay as a running back. I don't think he's anything special. And I think definitely their weakest skill position is running back. But they're air raid all day with Burrow, Chase, and Higgins anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If no one gets injured especially, then they're going to be pretty fun to watch. But I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they can win it all. I really don't.
definitely not win it all. But I mean, I think they missed the playoffs again.
You think so?
I think so. If it's gonna be a repeat from last season,
Yeah.
I mean they barely missed the playoffs last season, but I think with this season nothing really changed for the defense.
Yeah.
I think Now, if they barely missed it last season, I think they completely missed it this season.
You think so?
I think so.
I think
Not
that
by like a huge amount, but I mean, like a little less
lose
than
2 more games.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think maybe they win 1 more game. Maybe make the playoffs, but I don't think they do anything once they get there.
yeah. And I think out of the whole power ranking thing, I think the Bengals might be like the top 2 teams that might actually surprise me.
Right. But you really don't think
Yeah,
that what you
I would want them to surprise me, but I really don't think they'll make the playoffs.
You know? I think I got them a little higher than you do, but I don't discredit your opinion in any way. Their defense is pretty trash. And then you might be asking, what about the Cowboys? We'll get to them. All right, they're at number 1, waiting for us to talk. Well, no, we'll get to them. But we're not there yet, okay? Are we biased? No. Who do you got at 19?
At 19, we got the Atlanta Falcons.
Got the Falcons.
Maybe a little biased.
Maybe a little biased? Why do you say that?
This is your team. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
No,
no,
I'm just-
I do like the Falcons.
No, yeah.
I like the Falcons, and I like the Falcons. Sorry, I forgot what
No,
I
I
was
mean, obviously the Falcons are a little better than the Bengals right now. Maybe not offensively, but I mean defensively.
as a whole. Yeah.
Way better. And I think the Falcons have what's his name, Michael Penix.
Yep, Michael Penix Jr.
And then the way Michael Penix was playing the end of last season,
Plus the best backup in the league in Kirk Cousins, okay?
yeah, and he'll get brought down to quarterback 3.
And look, undoubtedly to me, shut up, I like Kirk Cousins. Undoubtedly to me, I'm not joking when I say he's the best backup in the league in any way, shape, or form. Undoubtedly to me, I
Yeah.
think he's a great mentor, and he'll help Penix excel.
Oh yeah, I think he will too.
Maybe you're overpaying a lot for a mentor. I wish that last season played out differently. Kirk Cousins is my guy. He really is. But
Well, he was also coming off an Achilles injury too.
yeah. But
I mean, who knows? Something might happen.
again,
to Michael.
I'm not kidding at all when I say he's the best backup in the league. And again, I think having Kirk Cousins, who is a guy who's shown he's willing to be a mentor, he's just a good guy all around. I think he's a good QB. In general, he has a little different play style from Michael Penix, but he still is such a wealth of information for the young quarterback. And Michael Penix is a natural athlete, and I think he has a capacity to be a pretty good quarterback too.
Yeah.
And beyond that, you got Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, running back duo, a pretty great one. Okay, look, I'm high on the Falcons. You know, they don't have they have Darnell Mooney, pretty good receiver. Behind that, Drake London. Also, I like Drake London. I'm high on the Falcons, dude. Maybe they're too low, you know. No, I'm genuinely. I love the Falcons roster. They're my dark horse. They were my dark horse last season too. Didn't work out. I don't care. They're my dark horse this season. Okay, they are. I like the Falcons. I like Penix Jr. I like Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier. I like Drake London, Darnell Mooney. Behind that, they don't really have a great wide receiver 3. Kyle Pitts Jr. Draft him number 1 in fantasy. Do it. I think. I like Kyle Pitts. I do. I think he has the capacity to be a good tight end. I don't know if he has the capacity to be the tight end that they want, the instant obvious Hall of Fame tight end, especially this year. But I think he's a good tight end. He's a good piece, and I think he's a good weapon. I think their offense is so exciting. I think their offensive line could be better, but it's not one of the worst in the league.
They have a pretty young offense too.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you. They're my dark horse. They're my dark horse for like the next 3-4 years. I'm telling you, I like the Falcons a lot. Their defense also decent, you know? They have who's the guy I'm looking for? Well, they got Jalen Walker. They got Jesse Bates. That's who I'm looking for. They got Jesse Bates. They got AJ Terrell. They got a pretty good defense too. The Falcons. I like the Falcons. If this was just my list, maybe the Falcons would be a little higher. But But yeah, tell me what you think about the Birds.
No, I agree. I agree. They're a pretty fun team. This is the season that the Falcons should show the NFL that they're actually serious.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually gonna compete um, with who? With Tampa to win the division. I think.
Mm-hmm.
They're really. I think they might actually make a playoff spot, or they could. They could make a playoff spot, and man, yeah, Michael Penix does have a really good quarterback to learn from.
Yeah. I'm giddy. I get giddy. I like that. I like Bijan Robinson. I like Drake London. Michael Penix is growing on me. Kyle Pitts is okay. I think he's a good weapon, but I don't think it's unfortunate he can't. I don't think he'll be as great as the Falcons wanted him to be when they drafted him. And then they got a decent defense. I'm high on the Falcons, dude. I am. But we have him at number 19. But again, they're my dark horse. Completely, they're my dark horse. I'm being honest. And who's in their division? No, I don't know.
Tampa, Saints, and
Yeah.
Panthers.
It's between them and Tampa to win the division. And, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. You don't know either, though. We'll see. But, yeah, I'm high on the Falcons. I really like them. I'm going to be watching them with my peripheral vision throughout the entire season. And I hope they do good. I do. I'm cheering for them. I think they have the capacity to be good, and I'm also cheering for them. That being said, 19th best team in the league.
Yeah, looking at this now, I don't know if you want to cut this part, but looking at it now, if we put the Cowboys right there because of the reason why, the Falcons should have been
You think so?
above the Cowboys.
Yeah, but we're biased, so we'll get there when we get there. I think maybe, especially after the Micah Parsons trade, which happened in between us making the list and us recording this. The Micah Parsons trade happened. Maybe it'd be one tick, two ticks lower, but I'm not moving them.
Yeah, this list is already locked in.
List is locked in. Unfortunately, list is locked in. Even though I could edit it right now, list is locked in. Also, not unfortunate about it.
If we do power rankings
every week, Let's see. The Cowboys will switch from 32 to first every year. Okay? Every week.
Where were we?
At number 18, we have the Houston Texans. Tell me why, Isaiah.
The Houston Texans? I'm going to be completely honest with you.
You don't know?
Yeah, I kind of... Well, actually, the Texans weren't really that bad of a team last season. I think really they
made the playoffs.
Yeah, they made the playoffs, but they really started going downhill whenever one of their receivers, I think it was Stephon Diggs, who got hurt. Or
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell?
Yeah.
Or did both of them?
Nico Collins and Tank Dell both got injured.
Yeah. They really went downhill when their receivers got hurt, and the only person CJ could throw to was
Schultz.
Yeah. But their defense is pretty mediocre too.
Yeah.
I think the Texans could actually. They could have the potential to almost repeat, if not be almost better than last season.
Mm-hmm. Especially since they're in a weak division.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely help. But win another playoff game.
Yeah.
Because again, I think the reason why they went downhill is because their receivers went down.
Yeah.
But obviously they want everybody to be healthy. So if somehow everybody stays healthy, I think I see the Texans having a better season than last season.
I agree. Look, C.J. Stroud has proved that he's a good quarterback. In the running back room, you have You have Damone Pierce and Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, we'll see if he can be Nick Chubb still. But Damone Pierce isn't a bad running back, I don't think. Definitely a downgrade from Joe Mixon, but Mixon's not there anymore. So if Nick Chubb can be Nick Chubb, then they're still sitting pretty. If not, then they got a little bit of situation at running back. But yeah, they got C.J. Stroud, who proves he's a good quarterback. Nick Chubb in the running back room, who if he's Nick Chubb, will be good. If not, they'll have a situation there. But Damone Pierce isn't terrible. They have Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, which are a decent pair. I mean, when Tank Dell comes back, obviously, I think that's a good trio right there. And then Dalton Schultz, who I'm high on, obviously, go Cowboys. But I think Dalton Schultz is a really good tight end in the league. Yeah. And a mediocre offensive line with a decent defense. But I don't know. I like this offense. I do. I'd like it more once Tank Dell comes back. If Tank Dell comes back this season, there's a decent chance he won't. There's a chance he will. But I still think C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, Christian Kirk is not a bad tandem at all. And then Dalton Schultz is a good tight end. I think he's good. I think he's a good tight end. I do. Comments?
Nope, I still stand by what I said about Texans.
Cool.
All right. Ranked at number 17, we got the Los Angeles Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Rams, even though they got rid of Cooper Kupp,
Yeah.
I think the Rams are still pretty much okay offensively. Matthew Stafford, I think he's cleared to play week 1.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, but he's still. I mean, I think it was his back
Yeah.
injury.
Yeah, he's still recovering though. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think as long as they have Stafford,
Yeah,
they'll be okay.
I think it all comes down to Stafford
Yeah.
as well. I think that they have a pretty nasty wide receiver room. We got Devontae Adams, Tutu Atwell, obviously Puka Nacua, which is pretty good to me.
I keep forgetting Devontae Adams is on the Rams.
Yeah, so do I. Higbee's always a good tight end. Has consistently been a great target for the Rams, and Matthew Stafford loves his tight ends. Decent O-line and a good defense. A lot of people have the Rams higher than we do, and I can absolutely see it, but I think that the injury is going to affect Stafford,
Yeah,
especially in the first half of the season.
Yeah, one good hit and Stafford could be out the whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what happened to Romo.
Yeah. And Kyron Williams is just an okay running back. But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really all I have for the Rams.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, they're pretty
They're a pretty good team offensively if Stafford is quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Behind them, they have Jimmy Garoppolo, who I think is a bad QB, and Stetson Bennett, who is a young, unproven QB. Just above the Rams, we have the Seattle Seahawks, sitting at number 16. Tell me why.
You tell me why now.
All right, I'm telling you why. Sam Darnold, I think, is a genuinely good QB. I think he's coming to the Seahawks and he's going to do good. They're bringing in, they're getting a new coaching change, but I like Sam Darnold. I don't think his year with Minnesota was a fluke. Behind them, I like Drew Lock as a backup QB, and then Jalen Milroe, the rookie.
Okay. This is where Cooper Kupp ended up.
Yes. Also, in the wide receiver room, now they have Cooper Kupp plus Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think just as good, if not better, a little better than what they had last year with DK Metcalf plus Jackson Smith-Njigba. No real strong wide receiver 3, but that's how it goes. They have one of the best running back duos with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. And they should remain a strong duo here this season. No strong tight end. Pretty good offensive line and a decent defense. Honestly, I think this is a very similar Seattle Seahawks team as we saw last year with a better QB. And that might sound weird because we haven't talked about the Raiders yet, but that's what I'm saying.
And the Raiders are almost the exact same explanation too.
Well, yeah, but I'm, like the QB went to the Raiders and we have the Raiders higher. But I like the Seattle team, and I think they have a decent chance to maybe even win their division, make the playoffs, do good in the playoffs.
See if Cooper Kupp will be healthy.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is no good tight end. Like their tight end room is kind of bad. I don't know. We'll see if Elijah Arroyo, the rookie, is anything, but I don't think he's supposed to be. I mean, he's a round 2 pick, so I'm assuming he'll be getting decent playing time, but you know.
Yeah, I think this really comes down to
The new
Darnold.
Darnold.
Darnold proving that he actually is the quarterback that Seattle wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obviously, and to prove that he wasn't just like a one trick.
Yeah, well, not a fluke season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. It comes down to that, and it comes down to how they adapt to the new coach.
Speaking of new coach,
is that what we're doing?
I guess so.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Speaking of new coach, at number 15, the Seahawks just cracked. The Seahawks just cracked the top half at 16, and at 15, finally, we have the Dallas Cowboys. What do you want to say about the Cowboys, bro?
All right. I'll just go ahead and say it. The Cowboys have a pretty decent offense.
I think so.
I mean, they got good receivers. They got a decent quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that every Cowboy fan and really, I'd say almost everyone else is really saying about the Cowboys is they got no running back.
Mm-hmm.
They got no way to run the ball whenever Dak can't throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the defense, while we're making the list, I mean, I'm pretty sure the defense still maybe a little bit was okay.
The defense is definitely a little worse without Micah Parsons. But we got Kevin Clark, who's a good run-stopping defensive lineman. I think a better run-stopper than Micah Parsons. To the extent of how good Micah Parsons is a pass rusher, not at all. But a good run-stopping defensive lineman. Sorry to steal this, but a good run-stopping defensive lineman goes into helping. But I still think is a good secondary. Obviously, they've struggled a little bit with injuries the last couple of years, but Diggs and Clark and Bland, they're still good secondary, still decent against the pass. If we can contain the run a little bit, make them pass a little bit, then we can get back to Bland and Diggs being players that get those picks.
Yeah. But then also, they were also injured. So hopefully they start, or hopefully they're still decent.
Yeah.
As to what they were before they got injured.
Plus, we lost our defensive back coach, which again,
yeah,
I think was a sneaky big loss for us. I loved our defensive back coach a lot, even though I'm forgetting his name right now. Am I not a bad person? But I still think we have quality players in our backfield, in our defensive. Our defensive backs are still good, and I'm still high on them. We still look. I like Malik Hooker. I think Donovan Wilson's fine. We have Diggs. We have Bland. The biggest thing we have Damon Clark, like I said. we have Osa. We have um, Dante Fowler Jr. I don't know. I think our defense is still decent. Again, it is worse without Micah, but it's a different kind of worse. It's a much worse pass rush, obviously, if you're losing the best pass rusher in the game. But we still have a decent pass rush, I think, with Osa and some of our supporting defensive linemen. And then with Clark, will come in and help with the run defense. So my prediction is we'll be just decent. We had a great pass rush with Micah Parsons, and I still think a bad a run defense. I think without Micah Parsons, but with Clark, now you have a decent run defense, a decent pass line at the line, a decent pass defense at the line. And I think our secondaries are still good enough to where if we make them pass a decent amount, we'll get the picks, we'll get the turnovers. The biggest issue is our linebackers. We don't have any linebackers. We have Damone Clark, who's okay. And that's it, really. Yeah. We need one of our linebackers to step up. Really is the big thing. That's going to be the big hole, as it has been when LVE has been injured. Obviously, he had to retire because of his neck injuries. I love LVE, but I think our defense is still decent. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as some people are making out to be. People are acting as if though, like, our secondary doesn't exist at all because they've been injured. Obviously, it's going to be an adjustment coming back from injury, but I think they'll make that adjustment. I don't think it's as bad as people say. Sorry if our lighting got a little worse. One of our lights died. I think our defense is still decent.
Yeah, so I mean, what was one thing that we were looking for, or what one thing, which was the reason why we put the Cowboys like almost right in the middle, was because of the run, or the Cowboys' ability to run the ball, which is now two things, which is running the ball and the Cowboys not really having those good enough linebackers.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Cowboys anyway, pretty mediocre team too. And even before we did the power rankings, I thought Cowboys should be like at most in the middle.
Yeah, I agree, and that's pretty much where we're at, sitting at 15. But here's the thing. And you call me a delusional Cowboys fan, and I probably am. I think, again, with our decent defense, our O-line got a little bit worse, I think. But at the same time, they're young, and they could prove me wrong. I think they could be at about the same level, maybe even a little better than they were last year. But generally, I think they're going to be a little bit worse. But I think Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens, with a hint of Ferguson and Schoonmaker, can be the best passing offense in the league, behind Joe Burrow. Behind the Bengals, I think we have the real chance to be top 3, and I don't see us being lower than top 8 passing offense in the league. I don't. I think CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Jake Ferguson, is just, it's a good trio. It is. And then Dak Prescott, look, he knows how to air it out, man. Sometimes he does it a little too much. Sometimes he gets a little predictable, but he likes to throw the ball. He does. And
I mean, he's supposed to throw the ball.
Exactly. Look, Dak Prescott's obviously not our favorite QB. I think we made that known.
Yeah. But he is still a decent quarterback for the Cowboys.
Yes, exactly. And we'll see. I'm of the full belief that to win any actual serious games, to win any, again, sorry if the lighting's terrible, to win any playoff game, Dak Prescott needs a running back, needs a good running back, and that's just not what we have. That's why we are where we are. I think in the power rankings. If we had a quality running back, then I'd be confident that we're winning the division. Honestly, I think Dak Prescott with a good running back is elite, but without a good running back, he gets flustered, he gets scared, and he cries like baby. um, no, but also yes.
And what a way to prove it too. With week 1 being against the Eagles,
What a
they're
way to
really gonna have to air it out.
Yeah, and our defense is gonna have to stop the run. And so, I mean, the Eagles are a great way to see, like, what our biggest question marks, exactly how bad they're going to be or how not bad they're going to be. And if Jaden Blue or Phil Maffa or Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue are going to be our top two, and Phil Maffa is going to be the big rumbling, tumbling guy that comes in every now and then. But look, Javonte Williams, decent. I think that he could have been a little bit better with the Broncos, and he was a little underutilized. That being said, still wouldn't be my first choice for running back 1. Who knows, maybe Jaden Blue can surprise me, but he's a 5th-round running back for a reason, 14th running back off the board. Really frustrated with the Cowboys for doing that, but, I mean, he's not terrible. And I hope he can prove me wrong and be a great running back, obviously. But realistically, and even this is with a little bias, realistically, 15th best team in the league. Okay.
Yeah. Only thing that's stopping them from being better is the run and the little upgrades they need for defense.
Yeah. Moving on. Who we got at 14, Isaiah?
At number 14, we got the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Las Vegas Raiders. I'll still call them Oakland sometimes. His fault, not mine.
How? I still call it Redskins.
Yeah. Okay. The Raiders. Look, I know I said I think Sam Darnold's a better quarterback than Geno Smith, but I like the Raiders. I like where they're at. I like their roster. That's Los Angeles. Where did they go? There they are.
They got a good running back.
Yes. Look. Geno Smith is their quarterback, okay? Gianti, running back. With Raheem Mostert as backup / tandem. Pretty good to me. Wide receivers, they got Amari Cooper. And they got
Jacoby Myers.
And then we'll see what Jack Beck does. But no real great wide receiver 3. But yeah, the wide receiver room is a little tough. But they have Brock Bowers and they have Ashton Gianti. They have Geno Smith with a bunch of ragtag receivers. I like to see what happens. A so-so offensive line, a decent defense, with Pete Carroll coming to coach him. I think the Raiders could surprise some people.
Yeah. I already forgot what team I said. I already forgot what team I already said this about, but I think better Raiders team than last season.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Oh, way better Raiders team than last season. Are you kidding me? Way better Raiders team than last season.
I think it would be pretty cool if the Raiders actually do end up surprising us.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're also one of the teams that struggled with winning.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be actually pretty cool to see the teams that were pretty bad end up being pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be pretty fun to watch.
I agree. I agree. I think they have the capacity to be good. I do. But I don't have much more to say than that. So sorry. But best of luck, Las Vegas. Who we got at 13, Isaiah?
13, we got the Los Angeles Chargers.
The Los Angeles Chargers. Tell me why.
I think Justin Herbert isn't that bad of a quarterback. I think the team. I think the team's not that bad of a team around Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only concern is can Justin Herbert and the team actually compete at a higher level than what they're already competing at.
Right.
I think they haven't gone to the playoffs, right? Except that one
they
playoff
were in
series.
the playoffs last year.
They were?
Yeah. They lost to whoever they lost to, but they were in the playoffs last year.
Okay, because the only one I'm thinking of is whenever they played Jacksonville.
And came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one I'm thinking of. But, I mean, my bad. No, but still, I think Justin Herbert, pretty good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The team's slightly maybe underrated,
Mm-hmm.
but, I mean, still kind of pretty mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
But also a team that can definitely surprise some people. And I think I think they're pretty good. They got running backs. Defense is all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got some pretty good receivers. Justin Herbert's not that bad of a quarterback. I just think their only concern is how to win more playoff games.
Yeah, definitely. Let me say what you said, exactly the same thing, but a little more positive. I think Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. I do. Obviously, he's if man. Everyone's like, oh, well, if this, if that. People make fun because, like, oh, yeah, if whatever. If you understood what I just said, congratulations. I know it made no sense. So, look, I like Justin Herbert. I think he's a great quarterback. Omarion Hampton, obviously, I was really high on him in the draft. Him and Najee Harris, I think, is a great running back tandem. I think they're going to be a little scary. He's going to have Justin Herbert's going to have one of the better rushing attacks than he's had his entire career. He has obviously Ladd McConkey, now Keenan Allen over there also. A couple of rookie wide receivers that have the potential to be decent. No great tight end, which again I think is kind of important. I think if they have a good tight end, I'd be even higher on them. But they don't. And they have a decent offensive line. Like you said, a decent defense. But I'm high on Omarion Hampton and, on Najee Harris as a running back room. I'm high on Justin Herbert. I'm high on Ladd McConkey. And I think, Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey already proved they have an insane connection. I think with the addition of Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris in the running back room, I think you just open up the passing game even more. I think Justin Herbert's a good QB. I do. So I think, all in all, the offense got a little bit better, and the defense stayed about the same. I think they're going to be a little better than they were last year. I like the Chargers. It is pretty much what you said, but a little bit more positively said. But I wanted to talk also.
The final conclusion?
Also, I like
We
their
agree.
head coach.
Oh, yeah.
Who do we got just above the Chargers, though? Which you kind of disagree with me with. we agree, that's why they're in the same spot, but I'm pretty sure Isaiah kind of disagrees with me on this.
Yeah. Right above the Chargers at number 12, we got the Chicago Bears.
I'm high on the Bears. Tell me why you're not, though. Tell me what you think about them.
I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be, like, super bad.
Right.
I do think Caleb Williams could be a little better than what he was last season. I just think from last season from how the team was. They got a new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the team looks. Who do they get? Who did they get?
You want me to try to convince you again? Look,
Yeah, try to convince me why.
Unlike Justin Fields,
or
sorry,
12.
I started talking before you gave me permission. But unlike Justin Fields, I think Caleb Williams is actually a good QB. Has capacity to grow and be a great QB, especially under a head coach like Ben Johnson. I like DeAndre Swift in the backfield. I think he's a good running back, kind of underrated, honestly. DJ Moore is a good receiver. So is Rome Odunze. I think Cole Kmet's obviously an amazing tight end, and they also drafted Colston Loveland, who's supposed to be a great tight end as well. And as I've been saying this entire list, I like me a good tight end. These guys got two great ones, or one great one and one should be great one. I think they got a pretty decent wide receiver tandem, pretty decent running back. But here's the thing: Ben Johnson made decent great with the Lions and made great almost perfect. I think he's gonna come to the Bears and make decent great again. I think that we're gonna see Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze. I think we're gonna see them expand. Expand's not the right word. Excel even more. I think we're gonna see Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland. There's a reason he drafted a tight end, even though he already had a top 6 easily tight end in the league. I think I'm high on Cole Kmet. They're gonna run some wonky jumbo plays with 2 tight ends and 2 quality tight ends that can both make plays. I'm excited to see what this offense does, and they have a good defense as they're moving on from their last defensive-minded head coach to a now super offensive-minded head coach, where they have a strong defense, irregardless of the coaching, and they have the pieces to be a strong offense with good coaching. Now they have that. They still have a decent defense. It's obviously, I think it's gonna get a little worse, but it's not gonna be terrible. They're gonna go from a decent defense to a slightly worse, still decent defense. They're gonna go from a bad, mediocre offense to a good offense. I truly believe that. And I don't know. Maybe I'm too high on Ben Johnson. But
I think Caleb Williams is going to be good, but the offense, yeah, sure. The offense might be a little better, but I'm still about their defense, which, I guess we put the Bengals up pretty high anyway, but the Bears aren't the Bengals. But
their defense isn't bad, though. Their defense wasn't bad last season. Their defense was pretty good, and their offense was trash. And I think their defense is going to go from pretty good to decently good, and their offense is going to go from trash to good. I don't know. Again,
so at least decent.
Oh, got him.
I guess
I'm higher on the Bears than I think most people are, but I really like their pieces they have, and I think they have, with their new head coach, they have the capacity to be mucho bueno. But I know where you're coming from. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all right that the Bears are up there. These are our power rankings anyway.
Yeah.
Plus, it's really which teams that we believe will actually do pretty good, and which teams are actually pretty bad that we think.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think the Bears are actually gonna make that jump, then
I think so.
They're sitting at number 12.
I think so. I like what I'm seeing from the Bears. bear down. That's what they say, right?
I don't know.
But yeah, no, I like them. And I know that I like them more than most, but I do like them. Who do we got at 11, Isaiah?
Coming in at 11, we have the San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco 49ers.
I think the 49ers are 11, obviously, because I'm going to say it's because of Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they still have a little bit of their, one or two good receivers. And I mean, I think their defense is still pretty decent. But really, I'm really going to say they're only up there that high up because almost mainly because of Christian McCaffrey. Which I think we saw was clear to play for week 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I'm pretty sure if he was injured, I wouldn't like where the 49ers are. Even though they got some decent receivers too, but I think I think really Christian McCaffrey, that one season really improved the Niners, I think.
Yeah. I got something to say.
Yeah, see?
I think this is a big prove-it season for Brock Purdy, and I don't think he'll prove it. He's got George Kittle and maybe
George Kittle.
Christian McCaffrey out the backfield, but no strong receivers. I don't think Purdy's a bad QB, but I don't think he's worth how much of the 49ers paid him. I don't think he's a great QB. I think he's had some of the best skill position players in the league at every position. But now he no longer has that at wide receiver, and his best wide receiver is what? Sky Moore, Juwan Jennings. He now has a decent a great tandem. Christian McCaffrey, obviously, capacity to be one of the best running backs in the league. Brian Robinson Jr., I think is kind of an underrated running back. Nowhere near as good, but still a really good running back, kind of underrated, in my opinion. But he has Juwan Jennings and Sky Moore, I think, are his top 2 receivers. So it's a real prove it to Purdy. Did you just have good receivers? Or can you elevate the receivers? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think it's the same as Jimmy Garoppolo, dude. I never believed Jimmy Garoppolo was a good QB. He just had great pieces around him. And hey, it's fine to have a decent QB with great pieces around you. You can still go to the Super Bowl, maybe even win. But like without any great wide receiver or lacking 2 or 3 just good ones, I think Purdy's going to have a pretty rough year. And it's going to have to rely on McCaffrey and Brian Robinson Jr. a lot. And I think that's the reason they traded for Robinson Jr. Because McCaffrey can't handle the workload that he's going to have to without Brock Purdy having any good receiving weapons. So they brought in Robinson Jr. I think they're going to use him more than a lot of people think. Even if McCaffrey doesn't get injured, I think they're going to be a true tandem out of the backfield and try to work as a running first offense with an occasional pass and a good blocking tight end and a good receiving tight end in George Kittle. I mean, I'm not going to discredit George Kittle. George Kittle is a great tight end in both respects. I like a good tight end. Obviously, they still have Kyle Juszczyk too, who's the best fullback in the league, and can also do the blocking and the receiving, just like Kittle. Basically, have 2 tight ends, the way Juszczyk plays fullback. So I really think I think it can work. Maybe I'm convincing myself. I'm building an offense in my brain where you're run first, and then you have 2 blockers that can also be great receivers. So it's something that can work. Kittle and Juszczyk have proved that they can catch the ball downfield and can run with it, catch and run, yards after catch. So in my brain, I'm working it out a little bit more, and I think it can work, and it can be kind of an exciting offense. But I definitely think it's going to be a regression without any receivers for Purdy. it's going to be a big regression. And if they don't want to be a run-first offense, which I doubt, again, I think them trading for Brian Robinson Jr. proves that they do want to be a run-first offense. But if they don't, then they're really going to struggle, especially at the start of the season. But, yeah, they're going to have to be a run-first offense. Like, they're going to adapt to be a run-first offense, even if they don't want to at the start of the season. But they still have a pretty good defense. They've lost a couple of pieces, but obviously they still have the bulk of their defense, and they've had a good defense. But we know without even last year when he had some better receivers, with Christian McCaffrey out, he struggled a lot. Which means, hey, look, man. All I'm saying, also they had a lot of defensive injuries too, but the offense struggled a lot even just with the McCaffrey injury. But all I'm saying is, I think they might have overpaid for Purdy, and I think it's going to be a struggle. This season's going to be a struggle for them. We have them higher than the Cowboys. I think they have a higher ceiling than the Cowboys, as much as I hate to say it, but I don't think they're going to reach that ceiling.
Well, we only put them that high because they have a good established running back.
Yeah. I'm kind of liking the offense that I'm building in my head, and I hope to see it because I think it'll be so unique to what, one, the 49ers have been doing, and two, just what we've been seeing in general in the NFL. But I think it's one that could work. But I don't think that they have the capacity. Brock Purdy has the capacity to make this a playoff game-winning team. I think there's a pretty good chance they make the playoffs, barring injuries. But again, even if one of their running backs gets injured, their offense has to change a whole lot. So they have a very fragile situation. Very fragile situation. Kittle gets injured, their offense changes a whole lot. Then you have no receiving threat at all. Unless you're going to move... Again, I think you move Juszczyk to be a tight end. Because, yeah, it's just such a fragile situation. If nobody gets injured, I think the 49ers, pretty decent playoff luck. But even one injury to their core, and they're sinking. They're going back to 6-11. I'm convincing myself more and more of it. So I think we put him in the perfect spot, and I'm actually a good analyst. You should watch me more, guys. Yeah. I didn't expect to talk that much about the 49ers. What do you got?
No, still the same. I only came to accept to put them that high up just because they got a good running back, which is the whole reason why we put the Cowboys where the Cowboys are. Was at the time because of the running backs.
Yeah. Look, yeah, that's the thing. Like the Cowboys have, again, I think top at least 5, if not 3, if not the second best wide receiver duo in the league. Because number 1 is Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It just is.
Yeah.
But
then, like what you're saying too,
but they don't have
Dak Prescott is the type of quarterback to actually use the receivers without a running game.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy needs a running back to take the attention out of the receivers, and Brock Purdy's good with the receivers.
I think so. That's the thing. Like what I was saying is, Dak Prescott, I think to win playoff games, needs a quality running back. But he can get there without one. I don't think Brock Purdy can get there if. But even then, ignoring even if McCaffrey's not the one to get injured, Brian Robinson gets injured. It's just that what I'm seeing, through my crystal ball, that's factual, is their just offense is so fragile that if Kittle, Purdy, McCaffrey, Robinson Jr. get injured, they're screwed. And one of those characters is very injury prone. One of those players is very injury prone. So it's scary. It's a scary situation. It's a very fragile situation for the 49ers. And even then, I think they have to run a pretty non-traditional offense to be successful. But I mean, they have the capacity to do so. They have a good head coach and a great offensively minded head coach. So, I'm a Cowboys fan. I hate the 49ers, but I'm gonna be honest. These are my thoughts. But at the same time, their floor is 0-17.
And
No.
also, if we weren't being honest and we were Cowboy fans, 49ers wouldn't be where they're at.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Again, I think they. No, I don't think. I don't see them getting back to the Super Bowl with this team. They have to make a trade for a good receiver halfway through the season. And I mean that's a possibility, but like if this roster isn't winning more than one playoff game, and I don't think is winning one playoff game, you need to get yourself a superstar receiver for Purdy to play off of, for the running game to play off of, for Kittle to play off of. Right now, you're just so focused on the run with no true receiving threat. Even though I think you can have a fun, weird offense where Juszczyk and Kittle are your main receiving threats, and you're always scared of McCaffrey and Brian Robinson Jr. And then Juwan Jennings gets the occasional target. And that could be kind of fun and weird. I don't think it's, get to the Super Bowl caliber. So I think they're in a great spot, just outside the top 10 and number 11. I'm good at my job. No. But yeah.
And who is right above the 49ers
Right above
for the
the
top
Niners?
10 teams?
At number 10? Right above the 49ers? At number 10?
Which,
We have, in the top 10? We have the Green Bay Packers. Just cuz. No, why do we have the Green Bay Packers here? I feel even more confident about it now.
yeah, especially now that they got Micah Parsons.
Yeah. Again, list was made before the trade. We're talking about it after. But tell me, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
I think as a Cowboys fan, pains me to say that the Green Bay Packers are actually a pretty well put together team.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is a pretty good quarterback. He has some decent receivers with the rookie receiver Matthew Golden,
Yes.
who's who could actually be. I see some people saying that he could win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good receiver.
And then the Packers defense. The Packers defense is pretty decent, and now it's actually starting to look pretty really good with Michael Parsons being there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Packers are a pretty good team. I think the Packers what they're really looking forward to now obviously is I guess all the top 10 teams are really aiming for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know if the Packers are to that level yet because Matthew Golden is so young. Jordan Love is a little more inexperienced. And they don't really have... I guess, never mind. I'm not going to say that part. Yeah. I think they're not there yet, but they're... I don't know. I guess maybe with Parsons they are. Actually, I think with Parsons they are. That's something they're seriously looking at.
Yeah, and they're in the top 10, so I'm going to say every top 10 team is looking for the Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah. No.
If
yeah.
not, win.
I think so. I mean, I think the Niners, obviously, they're hoping for that, but I don't think they can achieve that.
Which is why they're outside the top 10.
Yeah, and just barely. Because I think they're close,
Yeah.
but they're not. I don't think they are there. But yeah, no, actually, yeah. I think that, especially with Parsons, the Packers are absolutely competing for that. Jordan Love has proved that he can be... Sorry if there was a lot of echo on that one. Jordan Love has proved that he can be a good quarterback and a consistent quarterback. Josh Jacobs has proved that he can be the best running back in the league, even though last year he struggled a little bit. Romeo Doubs and Matthew Golden could be a pretty pretty lethal tandem. Jaden Reed's not bad. Dontavian Wicks isn't terrible. They don't have a great wide receiver 3, but not necessarily needed. They got Luke Musgrave, who's a good tight end. They got a good O-line and a pretty good defense that just got better with Micah Parsons. Yeah, absolutely. They're fighting for the Super Bowl spot, but they are younger, or at least some of their key players are younger. Maybe like Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs, they've shown that they can be great or can be good, can be that level of starter, but they haven't done it consistently, and that's why they're at 10 rather than higher up on the list. I think that's.
Yeah, I think the Packers are in a pretty good spot.
I think that's completely fair to say. I know it sounds funny. It's like we're reading someone else's list, but I just feel so. I'm like, yeah, that sounds so right. Every time I'm like, yeah, no, 10 is exactly where they belong. Whoever made this list is so smart. And it was obviously us, but no, it feels.
And then earlier we're like, are we really sure?
Yeah, that's why we were so particular. But I feel really good about this list being published. Gonna send it to the Louvre, okay? Send it to the NFL Hall of Fame. Right above the Packers, who do we got?
Well, I completely forgot we put them up there. Right after the Packers, at number 9, we got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, some people might think we're crazy. Obviously, the Chiefs have been in 3 straight Super Bowls, but
they didn't win 3 straight Super Bowls.
They didn't win 3 straight Super Bowls. Also, I kind of think they didn't deserve to be in 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah, they definitely got lucky last season.
Yeah. But, I mean, it just doesn't... I mean, their defense is obviously good. I think it got just a little bit worse, but it's still great.
I think I heard that their offensive line got stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just what I heard, but if that is true, probably a little dangerous because Patrick Mahomes actually is a really good quarterback.
Yes.
And if he actually does have that improved offensive line, the last thing teams have to do is give Patrick Mahomes time to throw.
Yeah. I mean, look, Andy Reid is a great head coach. Patrick Mahomes already is a Hall of Fame QB, is contending to be the best that's ever played, okay? We're not arguing that. But I just don't feel as strongly about most of their rosters I do with our teams. They have a good defense, okay? But look, they have at running back. Isaiah Pacheco, Elijah Mitchell, Kareem Hunt, all just mediocre, nothing special. But they play on the Chiefs, and they have a good line, so I mean they make plays every now and then. Obviously, there's Travis Kelce at tight end, but he's lost a step. He has. His last 2 seasons have been worse than definitely his prime. He's definitely distracted this year. Like I'm being serious. Like I feel like you can tell he's a lot less focused on football, not just with the content he has off the field, but like with his play. I feel like you can tell he's a little less focused on football.
Doesn't play with the same passion that he's used to.
I think
that he's used to playing with.
Yeah, I think this is his last year. I think he's retiring after this year.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and I mean I think this will be the last year that he's, even close to his prime. And even then, again, I think he's definitely worse than what his prime was. As receivers, Xavier Worthy is pretty good. But after that, Juju, I'm not high on. Hollywood Brown, I'm not high on. Rashee Rice, I'm not high on. These are guys that I think it's like a group of wide receiver 3s after Xavier Worthy. But, I mean, Mahomes has won with that before. But that doesn't mean I don't think the team is strong. Just because, obviously, Mahomes has the capacity to do it. Andy Reid has the capacity to do it. I don't think that means the team is stronger. I think that the places where they are in the power.
Yeah.
So-
Plus, I mean, isn't Rasheed Rice suspended for like the first 6 games of the season?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe. Sorry. So I'm just look.
I think they're in a good
obviously,
spot.
Obviously, this is a team that we think is competing for the Super Bowl, but
Will they get there?
I feel like there are 8 other teams that have a better chance to get there and win. I do.
Maybe number 5 is pushing it a little bit, but I agree where the Chiefs are right now.
This guy, I disagree. I'm hot on him. But yeah, maybe number 5 is pushing it a little bit. I had the same thought. I just didn't say it out loud. But at the same time, I'm high on him. But who's at number 8, Isaiah?
All right, number 8, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And if the top 10's looking for Super Bowl appearances, I definitely think Tampa's really looking forward to trying to head back to the Super Bowl after Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think they're happy with their guy right now, Baker Mayfield.
Absolutely.
He's definitely proved that he's definitely a quarterback that teams want
Mm-hmm.
or need. And Baker's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Tampa is known for having a good defense too.
Mm-hmm.
The receiver Evans,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans. There we go.
Yeah.
And then Chris Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
This team's just Tampa Bay's still pretty good, and I think if they actually make a deep run into the playoffs, I think Tampa is truly one of the teams that could be going back to the Super Bowl.
I think so as well. I'm hot on Tampa. I like Baker a lot. Bucky Irving and Rashad White, I think, is an underrated tandem. Obviously, people are hot on Bucky Irving, but I think Rashad White's a good backup running back that's right there that takes good reps too. Obviously, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, a great tandem right there. But they also have Tez Johnson and Emeka Egbuka, especially Emeka Egbuka. Great rookie wide receiver that's coming up. He had a great preseason. I love what I saw from him. Tez Johnson also has the capacity to surprise people and be a decent receiving option. Plus, they still have Sterling Shepard over there, who's been a decent wide receiver 3 before. They have Cade Otton at tight end. I really like Cade Otton. He's definitely not, I wouldn't say top 5, but he's a good, consistent tight end. And I think he has a pretty good connection with Baker Mayfield from the last couple of years. They have a decent offensive line. I think they got a little bit better this offseason. They have a good defense, just like you said. I'm hot on the Bucs. I think they have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than the Chiefs. That's why I put them above the Chiefs. So sue me.
I think they could have maybe gone ahead of maybe 2 other teams. But I'm still happy Tampa Bay's in the top 10.
Yeah. Definitely belong there. Definitely belong there. I know one of the teams you think they should be about. Who's the other team you think they should be about?
The team we're about to talk about.
Okay.
Number 7.
The Vikings?
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings at number 7.
Okay. But the Vikings are so good.
Yeah, they're good, but I'm only saying that because
You like the Bucs better?
Huh? Yeah, I like Tampa's odds better. Plus, it's J.J. McCarthy's first actual season to play.
Mm-hmm.
So they're obviously looking for they're obviously looking for the same Sam Darnold magic that happened.
Well, yeah.
And then McCarthy, I think he tore his ACL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nobody really moves the same after an ACL tear, but McCarthy could prove everybody wrong, and he could be the reason why the Vikings maybe start undefeated again. And yeah, the Vikings are a pretty good team. Their defense is pretty good. They got good offensive weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, even if think even if McCarthy doesn't have that step that Sam Darnold did,
Mm-hmm.
I think some good little quick passes to the receivers are still decent enough to affect the team. But yeah, I still think this could be a team that could be going for the Super Bowl too.
I am high on JJ McCarthy. I was kind of excited to see him last year. I was kind of sad that we didn't. But the fact that Kevin O'Connell did what he did with Sam Darnold, which I think Sam Darnold's a good QB. We talked about that when we talked about Seattle. I think he's a good QB. I don't think he's that good. I think there's a lot of it's coming from Kevin O'Connell. JJ McCarthy, even though it wasn't the plan, basically had a rookie sit-out year, sit and learn. And I think he's coming in here more ready to play than people think. Obviously, he is coming off an injury, but he has so much support that, oh, come on, you know?
Yeah, I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is gonna be bad. I'm just saying it's tough for guys to come back from an ACL injury,
Absolutely.
much less move around like they used to. But I'm not saying he's gonna be bad. I'm just saying that could be the reason why.
You're a little more hesitant.
Yeah.
That's valid. But I'm not. Um, I think Aaron Jones is a better running back than a lot of people give him credit for. I think he's a good running back, and I think he's done well with the Vikings. I think he'll do good again this year. Obviously, you have the tandem Justin Jefferson, Jay Jettas, and Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison obviously spent the first 5-6 games of the year, and got back to Adam Thielen. Got the Jay Jettas Adam Thielen duo back. Heck yeah, I've always been hot on Adam Thielen too.
I forgot they got Adam Thielen back.
Adam Thielen's my boy. He's my dog. I love him. He's my favorite white. I like Adam Thielen. I'm not joking. And I think he's going to do a great job filling that role. Obviously, I don't think he's a much different receiver than Jordan Addison, but he's a great vet. And I think he's going to be a good piece for J.D. McCarthy. And when Jordan Addison comes back, he's going to be one of the best wide receiver threes in the league, undoubtedly. And they're going to have the second best wide receiver core in the league. Then they also have T.J. Hawkinson, who is easily a top 3 tight end, in my opinion. They have a decent offensive line, and a pretty good defense. And I love Kevin O'Connell, and I think that's why I'm so high on him. I think I would be more hesitant with J.J. McCarthy if I didn't just see Kevin O'Connell do what he did with Sam Darnold last season. So I'm high on the Vikings. I'm high on Kevin O'Connell. I'm high on J.J. McCarthy. I was already high on J.J. McCarthy. I like the Vikings, but I completely see where you're coming from. And I understand if people have the Bucks higher than them because of that, because of rookie quarterback, because of rookie coming off an injury quarterback. I can understand that completely.
Yeah.
But
if JJ McCarthy proves everybody wrong, I just looked at the first 3 weeks of the season.
mm-hmm.
If JJ McCarthy does end up coming back good and playing really, really well, Vikings could potentially start 3-0.
Yeah. Who are they playing? Explain.
Week 1, they're playing against the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I think with a team like the Vikings, that should be
it's absolutely
a
winnable.
good win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say easy win because none of these wins are necessarily easy, but compared to the list, it should be pretty easy win.
Mm-hmm.
Week 2, they play the Falcons,
Mm-hmm.
your precious Falcons, but I still got them beating the Falcons.
Hey, the Falcons are pretty low on the list, though. Okay, I just like talking about it.
Yeah, and then week 3, they're playing against the Bengals, and like we said, with the Bengals, even though they have a good offense, their defense isn't going to be that
Definitely
good.
a good team to stretch your legs with as a rookie QB.
Yeah, so I mean,
Honestly, I
what
think
a pretty decent start.
The Bears game is gonna be a movie. I'm gonna watch that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch all these games.
Yeah.
Because football's back. But I mean, if JJ McCarthy does end up being really good, they could start 4-0.
Yeah.
Week 4, they're playing the
They could go
Steelers.
undefeated. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, they went 14-3 last season. They're just a really good team. But yeah, that's the Vikings. Who we got at number 6, I think?
Number 6, we got the Washington.
Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders.
Commanders.
I was gonna say Redskins, but I mean, now
Can't
they're
say
called the
that.
Commanders.
I gotta cut that out of the video.
Well, sorry, I like the older name better.
Whoa. No. Yeah, the Washington Commanders, the Washington football team, the Washington Red team, whatever
Yeah,
you want to
we'll call them
them.
the Red Guys.
The red guys, those red ones over there. Obviously had an amazing season last season under head coach Dan Quinn, of who I am also very like. I like Dan Quinn. And under rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, now in his second year. Jaden Daniels, very good quarterback. Excuse me. They no longer have Brian Robertson Jr. In their backfield, who I think was a pretty I don't know about important but decent piece in their offense. But the reason they traded him away is because they feel pretty good about Corey Krosky Merritt, their rookie running back that they drafted. Not that they didn't draft, that they signed. They feel pretty good about him, and he's making the final roster. Plus, they have Austin Eckler, who's had great running back seasons before, but has been so-so the last couple of years. Obviously, they signed Terry McLaurin. They have Deebo Samuel now. Luke McCarthy is good sometimes. Noah Brown is good sometimes. They have Zach Ertz, who isn't the tight end he used to be, but is still pretty good. It's a good team. But I think there will be a little bit of backslide from Jaden Daniels. Just because
I think
it's just a thing that happens with QBs.
I think that's what's expected for them.
Yeah.
I think that'll really be the reason why the Commanders aren't as good as they were last season.
Mm-hmm.
Is if McDaniels Daniels hits that sophomore slump.
Huh?
Huh?
I think I also called him McDaniels. But yeah, Daniel.
I think that's really the main reason to look at. Their defense is. I think did their defense get a little worse, or is it still pretty good?
The defense got. I don't know. Look at the defense. What do you think? It's still. I mean, it got a.
I mean,
No,
they lost a few. They lost a few good players,
Yeah,
but it's still pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of maybe this part could be a little controversial too, but Washington's in the top 10, so I think for them could be at most a Super Bowl appearance.
You think so?
I kind of don't think they win a Super Bowl yet, but I also kind of wouldn't be surprised if they were able to make an appearance in the Super Bowl.
Sure. I think if Daniels doesn't have a backslide, like I think he might, and
Yeah,
they're
if
running
he
back,
doesn't-
they're running back because I think the biggest obstacle right now is they don't have a quality running back to support him again this year.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
maybe
this
why
guy-
they got Debo. They could use Debo in those jet sweeps like they've been doing.
But he made it pretty publicly clear he didn't want to be out of the backfield that often anymore. 1 or 2 seasons ago, but maybe. But if this rookie running back doesn't turn into what it seems like the Commanders think he can, then I think it definitely leaves Daniels a little more vulnerable to that backslide. But I still think they're making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs.
And I think they're going to win 1 or 2 games. But yeah, I do have a hard time seeing them win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I say the Super Bowl appearance mainly because
I mean, I think it's
that-
possible.
yeah, it's possible. But I'm mainly saying that because of the Lions game in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Even though the Lions were hurt, they played an amazing game against the Lions, and the Lions are a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they were able to hang with the Lions like that, I mean they hung with the Eagles for a while too.
Yeah.
I think
No, I think.
I think the Eagles game was a pretty good game against them. But yeah, I mean if they were able to do that in Jaden's rookie season, I say the Super Bowl appearance could be the.
I think that's the next step.
Yeah.
I think it's possible for a win if the running back does develop and Daniels doesn't have any backslide, but I don't think it's likely. Or I don't think it's likely in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, no, I agree. I agree for the most part. Who do we have at number 5? This is the one you don't like.
This is the one that I think Tampa could be on top of too. At number 5, probably, the second controversial team in the top 5?
Placement in the top 5, I guess.
Or top 10.
Placement in the top 10. Maybe it's controversial they're in the top 5, but I feel like a lot of people think they're in the top 10. You know, I think they are.
I don't know. Tell us why at number 5 we have the Denver Broncos.
I'm high on the Broncos, okay? I am. Look at me. Listen to me. Listen to what I say, not what I do. Look, man. The best defense in the league, I think, I think they are. Arguably, there's no doubt they're at least top 3, but I think they're the best defense. I do. I think they have the strongest defense in the league. I'm really hot on Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix a lot. I like Sean Payton a lot. I think Mims Jr. is a better receiver than the season he had last season, and I really like Courtland Sutton a lot. Evan Ingram is an amazing tight end. Yeah. I mean, I just think this is a good ass team, bro.
So you think, like, what was it? The 2015 Broncos?
Yeah.
The 2015 Broncos, offense wasn't that good, but the defense carried.
But their offense is gonna be at least decent. I mean,
that's the difference now. The offense is decent, and the defense is. Did I say defense already?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean the offense is decent. The defense is is what,
Great.
like you said, top 3.
I think it's the top one. I think it is the best defense in the league. Draft them in your fantasy leagues. They're going to give you turnovers. They're going to give you sacks. They're going to give you tackles for loss. I think they're going to easily be the best defense in the league. PS2, oh my God, I love him. And again, I think Courtland Sutton and Mims Jr. is a better tandem than people give him credit for. I think Evan Ingram is a great tight end. And I like Bo Nix a lot. Maybe I shouldn't.
Okay, so you're saying that even though it's Bo Nix's second season, he could hit the sophomore slump too, but the defense is good enough to correct his mistakes and keep them in the game.
And it's kind of the same thing with the Commanders, where they don't have a strong running back. Their best running back, J.K. Dobbins, has had good seasons before, but nothing amazing. So it is the kind of the same thing where, like, if they had a better running back, man, I'd be even hotter on the Broncos, which might sound crazy. But look, they have the best defense in the league. And I think their offense is good enough to win with the best defense in the league. And that's really all it's about.
Okay.
Defense wins championships, okay? Also, I think Bo Nix is good. And I like Courtland Sutton. Okay?
I think even though they're in the top 5, I'm going to say these teams in the top 5 are looking for a Super Bowl win.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily an appearance. But I think even though they're in the top 5, I think Broncos looking for a Super Bowl appearance.
I disagree. I think the Broncos could win the Super Bowl this year.
I think so.
And I like Falcons.
It'd be pretty cool.
Are my super mega dark horse. I guess Broncos are my dark horse.
Because they're literally a horse.
Because they're literally a horse. Yes. No, I mean, I guess it's, I don't know, maybe it's a little more, I mean,
Could be the Broncos and the Falcons.
It's pretty mutual agreement that they're the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
And so it's just how much you like their offense. Are they good enough? And I think they are. No, Falcons are my dark horse to like win a playoff game. Broncos are my dark horse to win the Super Bowl. Absolutely, I'm high on the Broncos. I think again the biggest. I think every running back in their running back room is worse than Javonte Williams. And again, I don't think Javonte Williams is that great, but I think with Javonte Williams they were a better offense. So without them, with J.K. Dobbins as a main running back, they're a little worse, but nothing crazy bad. Because Javonte Williams already wasn't crazy good. That's what I'm saying when I say I think I was hotter on Javonte Williams than most people are. I don't think he's a bad running back. I just don't think he's the running back the Cowboys need in any way, shape, or form.
That difference.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm talking too quiet or not. No, it doesn't look like it. I'm high on the Broncos, and I think they can win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I still really say Tampa above the Broncos.
That's valid. I think that's valid. Sorry if I force you to put the Broncos too high, but
no, I mean it's because, I mean, I don't mind them being in a top 10 because I was also like the Broncos are pretty good too, with the rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
But then got to top 5, and I'm like, hold on.
We haven't placed the Broncos yet? Sorry about that. But I think they're where they belong. Number 5 feels pretty right to me.
Yeah. I think they're looking for a Super Bowl appearance. You think they're looking for a Super Bowl win?
I think so.
I think it'll be cool either way.
Number 4, we got the Detroit Lions. Why?
All right, we're going to skip through the teams right now. I'm just going to say because the Lions have been through all those seasons of losing.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions have gotten way better than they've gotten way better. They've made it to the playoffs and had some really good playoff games.
Yep.
I think the Lions are now really looking forward to now that they've been with their team for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think really this has to be their season, or I bet they're thinking that it has to be their season for them to win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I think that's absolutely in their mindset. The reason they're at 4 and not 1 and not number 1 in the NFC, I think is because they lost their coordinators, and it's going to be a tough change. Both their defensive and offensive coordinators. I think they're still going to be a great team, but it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. And I think that's completely fair to say. And, yeah.
Yeah, plus, I mean, the Lions are the teams is the team that'll get hyped up whenever everybody's like, it's the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to lose, which I already see that. I kind of already see that now. I think they lost some pieces.
Well, kind of, but not really.
Yeah.
The main thing they lost again is their coordinators.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, they lost them. So I'm seeing people saying that the Lions are going to be bad again.
Right.
So, and then I also see that that's exactly what the Lions need is people to talk bad about the Lions.
That's true.
But I think the Lions are really looking for a Super Bowl win. And I think it's almost well deserved for the Lions.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to be there and they're going to be competing. But because of their lost coordinators, they're just a little worse than the 3 teams we have above them. Which, number 3, we got the Buffalo Bills.
Why we got the Buffalo Bills?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Josh Allen, reigning MVP. I really like Josh Allen's. He's throwing to people.
Receivers, not just people.
Yeah, he's throwing to Elijah Moore, Keon Coleman. No big names, but
Joshua
Palmer, Curtis Samuel. No big names, but names that, I mean, people that he's built. He's proved that having those receivers, he can still win the freaking MVP. Out of the backfield, you have James Cook, who is a pretty good running back, even though he's nothing amazing. He's got another 2 good tight ends in Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. Again, I like one good tight end, especially you give me 2. I like it a lot more. Great offensive line and a pretty good defense. It's just I'm high on. It's just I mean it's not like they're a good team.
It's almost about time for them to make a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah.
And if they do make it to the Super Bowl, I mean, if they make it to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be surprised if the Buffalo Bills end up winning it.
Yeah.
I think it's about time. Even though the Cowboys have that rivalry with the Bills in the Super Bowl and all that, but I think it'll be really cool to see Josh Allen win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the Bills. I just think it's about time they would win one. They'd win it. I mean, they got so close. They've been getting so close in the playoffs, losing to the Chiefs, and then I think the Bengals.
All these teams, yeah.
Yeah, I think this, much like the Lions, has to be the season where they're looking for the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl only.
Yeah, they're ready for it to break. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add. They're a good team. They had the 5th best record in football last year. I think 2 of the teams above them got a little bit worse. And yeah, I think they proved that they can win, and they will win. And now it's just about getting over the final hurdle. Yeah, we just got to see them get to that. And at number 2, we
Probably
have
the most controversial.
No, not at all. Most people have them at number 1. Maybe controversial because we're in Dallas and we're Dallas sports fans, but at number 2 we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Because
I think this team's pretty much easy to talk about.
Pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much the same exact roster as last season, with some rookies added in. A very good team. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about them specifically. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I think, honestly, it's not crazy to say because they're defending Super Bowl champions, but, I think people think Jalen Hurts is a little better than he is. I think people think Devontae Smith is a little better than he is. Definitely not with A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley. They're as good as people say they are. Their defense is as good as they say. Their offensive line is as good as they say they are. But people are a little too hot on Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, I think. They're still good players, don't get me wrong. Obviously, good enough to win the Super Bowl. But definitely not as good. If you put them on different teams, I don't think they're as good as they are on the Eagles. But they are on the Eagles, so who cares?
Much like Brock Purdy, but a little better than Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he's definitely better than Brock Purdy. But, he's not as good. Yeah, in the sense that I think he's not as good as people think he is because the team he's on. Yeah. I guess like Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
But above the Eagles, at number 1, we have the Baltimore Ravens. Sorry, were you going to say something else about the Eagles? Okay. At number 1, we have the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Ravens are just a pretty complete team. They have good defense.
Definitely would have. They definitely would have went further if a certain tight end caught a 2-point.
Yeah, but
they're still a really good team though.
Obviously, I think they're the best team in the league. I genuinely do, and the reason I think that is kind of why I brought it up with the Eagles. I think Lamar Jackson is just a much better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I think Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley are comparable. I think A.J. Brown has the edge over Zay Flowers as a wide receiver 1. But I think that the Baltimore Ravens have 2 great tight ends. And again, I'm hot on tight ends, so maybe that's why I put them. But I think Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely have both been great tight ends. And then, again, amazing defense. Really good defense. Same with the Eagles. But I really think the thing that makes me put the Ravens above the Eagles, besides me not liking Philadelphia because I'm a Cowboys fan, is because I think their quarterback is just better. I just do. You guys on that?
Mm. Yeah. I think Lamar Jackson is a little better. Much in the sense of like if the play goes wrong, Lamar Jackson can improvise the play.
Mhm.
He can run. He can run for the first down. He can scramble scramble long enough for a receiver to be open or a tight end to be open.
Mhm.
I think Lamar has proven that he is like a top tier quarterback
Yeah.
for the Ravens, and that he actually is capable to take the Ravens all the way to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does that, I think he should be able to win the Super Bowl with the Ravens.
Absolutely, I think so too. I absolutely think they're definitely one of my favorites to win the Super Bowl. And I think is Buffalo's biggest obstacle. And I'll see. I think if they do meet in the playoffs, Ravens are winning. I do think so. Yeah,
I think if it's Bills and Ravens, I'm just gonna whoever
Witness
wins
the
wins.
cinema?
Yeah, whoever wins. I'll be
I'm just kidding.
I'll be
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna. um,
No, but I mean, they're two good teams. Whoever wins wins.
mhm.
Obviously, I'll be maybe a little hurt if the Bills lose, but still, I'll still be
Yeah, no, that game would be legendary.
yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a good time. I'm ready for the NFL season. I had a lot of fun talking about all the teams today. I had some opinions that I didn't even know I had till I really dug into it, and some opinions that I thought I had that I don't. We had a good time talking. I'm not sure how long this video is gonna end up being, but we've been recording for a while. I'm hungry, kind of sleepy. But we hope that the video comes out good. I gotta get to editing. If you enjoyed, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.
Watch the podcast on Friday.
Watch the podcast on Fridays. And let's watch some football. Catch you boys on the flip side.